Revenue recognition is dealt with in FRS 102 in section 23 and FRS 105 section 18. And if I go one step back and consider what we had prior to FRS 102 section 23, we didn't really have an accounting standard on revenue recognition in old UK GAAP, which seems quite odd that the biggest number in the financial statements wouldn't have an accounting standard. We had, I think it was UITF 40 at the time, which was just a task force abstract. Well, that's pretty much all we had. Along comes FRS 102, we get section 23, and I must admit I wasn't a massive fan of section 23 as it was drafted. It was quite clumsy. It deals with sale of goods, rendering of services, income from interest, royalties and dividends, which seemed 3 items, interest, royalties and dividends, that I thought were a bit random, but nevertheless they were in there. The FRC's periodic review has completely redrafted FRS 102 section 23 and section 18 of FRS 105 to move the section more to IFRS 15 principles, because that's the way in which the FRC are going with accounting standards in the UK and Ireland. What you'll find in FRS 102 and in FRS 105 is a 5-step model approach to recognising revenue. The 5-step model approach in FRS 105 has been simplified, so it's a much shorter section as you would expect in FRS 105. The model itself is there to make sure that an entity recognises the right amount of revenue at the right time. Okay, so there shouldn't be any sort of confusion. What I would say is that out of the 5 steps, steps 1 to 4 are probably already being applied by most entities. So that's the good news. Step 5 is probably going to need a little bit more thought, where, for example, you've got perhaps an upfront payment or income from licensing. But we're not expecting wholesale changes to the way that businesses recognise revenue as a result of this periodic review amendment. And if there are wholesale changes, there is likely to have been a problem with the old way of recognising revenue rather than it being as a result of the periodic review amendment.